Hello, my name is Chris Train. I'm from SPA 09010, and I'm here to show you how to use Google Docs at SPA and possibly at your school site as a school leader, how this could be useful for both. Now, I'm a Google certified teacher at GCT, and if you get excited about what you can do with Google, I highly encourage you to look into that process to become a GCT because it's an amazing community. Well, let's jump in. So, this introduction will be for those who aren't familiar with Google Docs, but if you already use it, you still might find some things that you didn't know existed. So I want to start with describing what Google Docs is. Google Docs is essentially an online equivalent to Microsoft Office. So the things you can do with Microsoft Word, if I pull up the Word, pull up Excel, I pull up PowerPoint, all these things you do with a paid version of Office, you can do online with Google Docs for free. There's nothing you install, there's nothing you download. All you need is internet and a browser. Once again, it's free and all you need is internet and a browser. So you go to docs.google.com. If you have a Gmail account, you can log in. This is if you're using it outside of SPA. I remember in SPA, they've asked even those who have a pre-existing account, most of your classes have asked that you create a new account with very specific instructions on your usernames. So in either case, you click Get Started under here in the bottom right. Answer the few questions asked and create your account. Let's log in with my 6020 account and show you what you can do. So once you logged into your account, you'll see you have your work panel here. On the right side is all your files you've created in the past. It's like your virtual desktop. On the left side is your organization panel. Now, one quick tip about the organization panel, it's highly recommended you use the folder option here under New, under the upper left. You go down to Folder. Let's call this Week 1. Click Save. And then when I go back to my items not in folders, which is another word for my virtual desktop, I can now drag documents just by clicking with my mouse and just physically drag into that folder. So I'm gonna drag these documents in there. Because otherwise, if you don't use your folders, your desktop will pretty quickly get really messy, especially if you use this with a lot of teachers or students. So let's create a new document. So same place you went to create a folder, click New, and you see all my options here. Let's click a new document here. Now, at this point, I want to really quickly mention that Word, PowerPoint, and Excel, they're reverse compatible. You can save everything you do at Google Docs. You can save it and download it to Office, Word, PowerPoint, Excel. You can also upload pre-made Word documents, PowerPoint, and Excel spreadsheets to Google Docs. And if you were to do that, you click on the upload here. So you upload, and they'll download it from your computer, or upload it from your computer to Google Docs. But let's make a new document. So go New, click Docs. You'll see that it starts off being untitled. All documents start off as untitled, and this is a real important tip. Whether you use this with your teachers, your school, or with your SPA, you need to be very particular how you title your documents, and that's why your professors have specific instructions on this. Because if you don't tell your students or your teachers to title your documents any given way, they won't title it, and then your computer, your desktop, will end up with hundreds of untitled documents. So how do you change that? Click on the title, that's one way. Or if you go on File, and then click on Rename. So let's do that again. File in this upper left corner, click Rename, and you can rename your document this way. Under File, you also see your options to save, your options to download it to Word, download it to PDF. That's something that's really useful, and here are your print options as well. So let's rename this. Let's say this is for my stat journal. I already have one, so let's call this demo draft. Click OK. I have my title. On the upper right corner here, I can save it. Google Docs will actually save for you quite often, usually every 5 minutes, often more frequently than that. But you can manually save here. Now let me type in some words here, just so I have some stuff here written. So far, this document is a private document. Nobody can see it but me. Even though it's online, I'm the only one who can see it. Now, the most powerful thing about Google Docs is this share option. This upper right corner, this blue button here. If I click share and click share with others, I can give other people access to my document. So right now it's private, but under if I click collaborator here and I add their names, let's say I'm going to add Professor Richards. anyone whose email I add here under collaborators will have full access to the document. They can edit the document, they can change it, and they can share it with other people. If I add it as viewers, then they can view, but they can't edit. Now, quick tip about adding editors with that. If you add your personal email account as editors, so let's say you've created a Google account for each of your different courses in SPA. Instead of having to log into each of the different accounts to access your document in that account, if you add your personal Gmail account as a collaborator, then when you log in with your personal Gmail, something you probably do more frequently than using your SPA account, you can then go to your personal Gmail's doc account and then have access to the same documents. So as a quick shortcut there. Now, this sharing feature is what makes Google Docs special, because instead of working in Microsoft Word, let's say this is Word and I'm working on a document, what did I have to do in the past? On Microsoft Word, I would save it, I would attach it to an email, I would send it off to my project group, or send it off to my staff or my students, and then people would be working on it and people would go, wait, which version's what? Then I would be like, this is version 1.0, 1.2, 1.3. It gets so confusing, not to mention that not everyone has Microsoft Word. So Google Docs, anyone who you share the document with sees the same document, because your document's not saved on your computer. Your document is saved at servers at Google. So what you see is what they see. They can work on the document across the room. They could be working on the same document across the country. It doesn't matter. Everyone's working virtually on the very same thing. They could be working at different times as well. So that's some of the cool things about this. Real quick, another share feature. Click on share again. You can publish as website. When you publish as website, it creates a web link. Publish document. This web link right here is a unique web link that'll take people directly to your document. They don't need to log in. You click on that, they will see your document. They can't edit, they can see. This is how this becomes useful. Let's say that you're having a school agenda, and then you have collaborators, people who edit the agenda, but then you want the parents to be able to see the document, not edit it. Well, you can email out this link and they can see the document. They don't have to log into Google Docs to see it. So that's really cool about that. Now the last thing I want to show you is revision history with that. And to show you that, I want to go to a document that actually has a longer revision history than what we used in SPA so far. So let me show you one I use with my kids. A document. Let's go to Unifor Workspace. So this is a document that I'm working on with probably 6 different kids. This is their project and I'm just kind of watching it with that. If I go into click Tools, I click Revision History. So Tools up here in the upper left, and then Revision History here. You can also go there by going File. Excuse me there. Can't clicking a little too fast here. File, then there in Revision History, same thing. When I go under Revision History, it shows me every revision ever made to the document. Nobody can change this. Google automatically saves every edit that was made to your document through the history of the document. So if a student or a teacher, whatever, says that they made a specific edit to the document 5 months ago, I can verify. I can click on what the document looked like 5 minutes ago. So, and I can see, is what they say true? Now, another reason revision history is so important, let's say a teacher or a student deletes the whole document. And you're like, oh my gosh, my document's gone. Well, there's no need to worry, because if you go to let's say I want to go back to the one that was 5 months ago, 857. I can go revert back to this one and my document gets reverted back. So it's like unlimited undos, kind of like that. Now last, I can click on 2 different versions. Let's say 3 weeks ago and let's say 5 months ago. Click on compared checked. And you see in this upper right corner, it color codes for you each user of the document. So I can verify who made what changes to the document. This is great when it comes to accountability. Last feature, I am running out of time here. Under new, back to new, there's something called forms. If I click on forms, it lets you create online forms. Online forms is a powerful way to collect information from your teachers, your parents, and your community. It's a great way to do so and save you so much time. Let me click on one I use with my students. So if I click on this is a pre-made form. Let's go to it. So this is a form I used to check with my students, but it could easily be a check-in you do with your teachers. They enter their information here, and whenever they enter, it's automatically imported into the spreadsheet. How amazing is that? I don't have to have it type it up again. And then I could export this back to, I can save this as an Excel spreadsheet, or I can do my data analysis online here in Google Docs. So thank you so much. If you have any questions, please find me at SPA, and